Welcome to Learning Life Content. Like, share, comment, and subscribe to our channel. This helps us to grow and motivates us to bring more interesting stories from history. Socrates stands as a giant in the history of thought. His influence on philosophy is immeasurable, and his legacy continues to inspire thinkers around the world. Born in 470 BCE, Socrates' life was a tapestry of intellectual curiosity and relentless pursuit of truth. He is a pillar of Western philosophy, often regarded as one of its founding figures. His methods and ideas laid the groundwork for the philosophical traditions that followed. Socrates lived in Athens, Greece, over 2,400 years ago, during a time of great intellectual and cultural development. Athens was a bustling city-state, a hub of art, politics and philosophy. He left no written works, yet his ideas resonate even today, passed down through the ages by his students and followers. His teachings were preserved through the diligent efforts of those who admired his wisdom. How do we know about him? This question leads us to the works of his most famous student. The legacy of Socrates is intricately woven into the fabric of his disciples' writings. Socrates' student Plato documented his teachings in a series of dialogues that have become foundational texts in philosophy. These dialogues are not mere records, but profound explorations of ethical and metaphysical questions. Through Plato's dialogues, we gain insights into Socrates' remarkable mind and his unique approach to philosophy. His dialectical method, known as the Socratic method, revolutionized the way we seek knowledge. Socrates was not a traditional philosopher. He did not write treatises or give formal lectures. Instead, he engaged in dialogues, questioning and probing the beliefs of those around him. He did not seek wealth or fame. Instead, he engaged people in the streets and marketplaces, where he could reach a diverse audience. His presence in the agora, the heart of Athenian public life, made philosophy accessible to all. Instead, he engaged people in the streets and marketplaces, initiating conversations with anyone willing to listen and debate. His method was simple, yet profound. Ask questions that reveal the underlying assumptions of one's beliefs. His goal was to spark critical thinking and encourage people to examine their beliefs and values. He believed that through dialogue, individuals could achieve greater self-awareness and understanding. Socrates wanted to make people question their assumptions, to seek knowledge and truth through persistent inquiry. His method of elenchus, or cross-examination, was designed to expose contradictions and stimulate deeper thought. He believed an unexamined life was not worth living, a principle that has echoed through the centuries. This conviction drove him to challenge others to reflect on their lives and seek genuine wisdom. Socrates' methods often sparked controversy. His relentless questioning and refusal to accept easy answers challenged the status quo. His approach was seen as subversive, threatening the established norms and beliefs. He challenged authority and conventional wisdom, which made him a target for those in power. His defiance of traditional authority figures and his commitment to truth made him both revered and reviled. His relentless questioning earned him enemies, leading to his trial and eventual execution. Accused of corrupting the youth and impiety, Socrates faced his fate with unwavering resolve. Yet Socrates remained committed to his pursuit of truth, even in the face of death. His calm demeanor and steadfastness during his trial are a testament to his philosophical principles. He believed in the power of reason and dialogue, and his legacy continues to inspire those who seek wisdom. Socrates' life exemplifies the transformative power of philosophical inquiry. His life and death serve as a testament to the importance of intellectual freedom and the enduring power of philosophical inquiry. Socrates' unwavering commitment to truth and his profound impact on Western thought remain a beacon for all who value wisdom and critical thinking. Socrates was born in Athens, a city known for its rich cultural heritage and intellectual vibrancy. Around 470 BC, during the height of the Athenian Golden Age. His father, Sophoniscus, was a skilled sculptor, crafting statues that adorned the city. His mother, Phanerette, was a midwife, bringing new life into the world. Not much is known about Socrates' early life, as historical records from that period are sparse. We do know he received a basic Greek education, which was typical for boys of his social class. This education would have included the study of literature, music and physical training known as gymnastics. These subjects were considered essential for developing a well-rounded individual. Socrates initially followed in his father's footsteps, learning the art of sculpture. He worked as a sculptor, creating works that were admired for their craftsmanship. However, Socrates felt a higher calling, one that transcended the physical creation of art. He was drawn to philosophy, the love of wisdom, and began engaging in deep discussions with fellow Athenians. He sought wisdom and truth, often conversing in the bustling Athenian marketplace. He believed philosophy held the key to a good life, one guided by reason and virtue. Socrates believed in living simply. He shunned material possessions, believing they distracted from the pursuit of knowledge. He was known for his simple clothes and meagre diet, which reflected his philosophical beliefs. Socrates believed true happiness came from within through self-examination and the cultivation of the soul. He felt contentment came from virtue and knowledge, the pillars of a life well lived. Socrates is perhaps most famous for his unique approach to philosophy. He engaged in dialogues with citizens of Athens, from young students to seasoned politicians. He asked probing questions that often left his interlocutors pondering deeply. This method, characterized by relentless questioning and critical examination, became known as the Socratic method. The Socratic method begins by assuming one knows nothing, a principle that Socrates himself famously adhered to. This is a state of intellectual humility, where one acknowledges their own ignorance as the first step towards gaining true knowledge. From this starting point, Socrates would ask a series of questions, each more incisive than the last. Each question was designed to challenge assumptions, expose contradictions, and dismantle false beliefs. Socrates' questions were not meant to provide answers, but to stimulate critical thinking and self-reflection. Instead, they aimed to provoke deeper thought, encouraging individuals to examine their own beliefs and values. He wanted his interlocutors to arrive at their own conclusions, fostering a sense of personal discovery and intellectual independence. This active learning process was central to Socrates' teaching, as he believed that true understanding comes from within. Socrates believed that knowledge was innate, lying dormant within each individual. He felt everyone possessed the potential for wisdom, and that through rigorous questioning, this potential could be unlocked. His role was to help people unlock that potential through critical thinking, guiding them to a deeper understanding of themselves and the world around them. At the heart of Socrates' philosophy was a simple yet profound maxim, know thyself. This ancient Greek aphorism, inscribed at the Temple of Apollo at Delphi, encapsulated the essence of his teachings. He believed self-knowledge was essential for living a virtuous and fulfilling life. Socrates often engaged his disciples in deep, probing dialogues, encouraging them to reflect on their own beliefs and values. Socrates argued that true happiness came from within. He frequently spoke in the agora, the bustling marketplace of Athens, where he would challenge passers-by to think critically about their lives. It was not found in external possessions or achievements. Socrates dismissed material wealth and societal accolades as distractions from the pursuit of true wisdom. Socrates believed that knowing oneself involved understanding one's strengths and weaknesses. He used the method of elenchus, or cross-examination, to help individuals uncover their own ignorance and move towards self-awareness. It also involved examining one's values and beliefs. Socrates encouraged his followers to write down their thoughts and engage in constant self-reflection. He stressed the importance of living in accordance with one's principles, even in the face of adversity. Socrates himself exemplified this, often standing firm in his convictions despite facing severe criticism and opposition. For Socrates, ethics played a crucial role in self-knowledge. He believed that understanding what is morally right was fundamental to living a good life. He believed that virtue was knowledge. To Socrates, enlightenment came from the pursuit of wisdom and the continuous questioning of one's own beliefs. In other words, if one truly understood what was right, one would naturally act accordingly. Socrates posited that moral knowledge would inevitably lead to virtuous actions. Conversely, he argued that wrongdoing stemmed from ignorance. Socrates believed that those who acted unjustly did so out of a lack of true understanding rather than malice. Section 5. The students of Socrates carrying the torch. Socrates' impact extended far beyond his own lifetime. His method of questioning and dialogue, known as the Socratic method, became a foundational element in Western philosophy and education. This method, characterized by asking and answering questions to stimulate critical thinking and illuminate ideas, revolutionized the way knowledge was pursued and imparted. His teachings had a profound influence on his students, who carried forward his legacy with great dedication and passion. These students were not merely passive recipients of knowledge, but active participants in the philosophical discourse, embodying the very essence of Socratic inquiry. One such student was Plato, who would become one of the most influential philosophers of all time. Plato's works, especially his dialogues, are some of the most comprehensive sources of Socratic thought. In these dialogues, Plato meticulously documented the conversations and debates that took place, preserving the dialectical method that Socrates so fervently championed. Plato was deeply affected by Socrates' trial and death. This event profoundly shaped his philosophical outlook and writings. The trial, a pivotal moment in Athenian history, was a stark reminder of the tension between the pursuit of truth and the societal norms of the time. He dedicated his life to preserving and developing his teacher's ideas, establishing the Academy in Athens, one of the earliest institutions of higher learning in the Western world. The Academy became a beacon of intellectual pursuit, attracting scholars from far and wide to engage in rigorous philosophical debate and study. Through his dialogues, Plato ensured that Socrates' legacy would continue to inspire generations of thinkers. His works cover a wide range of topics, from ethics to politics, all deeply influenced by Socratic thought. These dialogues not only preserved the teachings of Socrates, but also expanded upon them, exploring new philosophical territories. Another notable student was Xenophon. Unlike Plato, Xenophon was not only a philosopher, but also a historian and soldier. His diverse experiences provided a unique perspective on Socratic teachings, blending practical wisdom with philosophical inquiry. He was a historian and soldier, whose diverse experiences provided a unique perspective on Socratic teachings. His military campaigns and historical writings offered a pragmatic view of Socratic philosophy, emphasizing its applicability to real-world situations. Like Plato, Xenophon also wrote about Socrates. His accounts, though less philosophical, offer practical insights into Socrates' life and methods. These writings serve as a valuable complement to Plato's more theoretical works, providing a well-rounded understanding of Socratic thought. His writings provide valuable insights into Socrates' life and teachings, offering a different perspective from Plato's accounts. This diversity in viewpoints enriches our understanding of Socratic philosophy, highlighting its multifaceted nature and enduring relevance. Socrates' influence is also evident in the works of later philosophers, including Aristotle, who was Plato's student. Aristotle's contributions to logic, metaphysics, and ethics were deeply rooted in the foundations laid by Socrates and Plato. His systematic approach to philosophy built upon the dialectical methods of his predecessors, creating a comprehensive framework for future intellectual endeavors. Through their writings and teachings, these students ensured that Socrates' ideas would continue to shape Western thought for centuries to come. Their dedication to preserving and expanding upon Socratic philosophy has left an indelible mark on the intellectual history of the world. The legacy of Socrates, carried forward by his students, remains a cornerstone of philosophical inquiry and education to this day. Section 6. The shoulders on which he stood. While Socrates is considered a pivotal figure in Western philosophy, he didn't develop his ideas in a vacuum. The rich intellectual tradition of ancient Greece provided a fertile ground for his thoughts. His thinking was influenced by earlier philosophers and thinkers whose works laid the foundation for his own inquiries. These include the pre-Socratic philosophers such as Thales, Anaximander and Heraclitus, who were among the first to seek rational explanations for the world around them. These pre-Socratic philosophers were concerned with understanding the nature of the universe and the fundamental elements that constituted reality. They pondered the origins of the cosmos and the principles governing it. They sought natural explanations for phenomena, moving away from mythological explanations that had dominated earlier thought. This shift marked a significant turn towards scientific inquiry. Their emphasis on reason and observation influenced Socrates' own pursuit of knowledge. He adopted their methods of critical thinking and applied them to ethical and existential questions. Socrates was also influenced by the Sophists, a group of itinerant teachers who were known for their skill in rhetoric and argumentation. The Sophists were itinerant teachers who travelled from city to city, offering instruction in rhetoric, logic and other subjects. They played a crucial role in the education of young Athenians. They travelled from city to city, offering instruction in rhetoric, logic and other subjects, often for a fee. Their teachings were practical, aimed at preparing students for public life. While Socrates shared the Sophists' interest in human affairs, he disagreed with their emphasis on persuasion over truth. He believed in the pursuit of genuine knowledge and virtue, rather than mere rhetorical skill. Section 7. Paradoxes and Puzzles, the Wisdom of Knowing Nothing. One of the most intriguing aspects of Socrates' philosophy is his use of paradoxes, which he employed to challenge conventional wisdom and provoke deeper thought. A paradox is a statement that, despite apparently valid reasoning from true premises, leads to a seemingly self-contradictory or logically unacceptable conclusion, often revealing hidden complexities. Perhaps the most famous Socratic paradox is his statement, "I know that I know nothing," which encapsulates his approach to wisdom and knowledge. At first glance, this seems contradictory, as it suggests a form of knowledge about one's own ignorance. However, upon closer examination, it reveals a deep understanding of the limits of human knowledge and the importance of questioning our assumptions. Socrates used this paradox to emphasize the importance of intellectual humility, encouraging his followers to acknowledge their own limitations. He believed that true wisdom lay in recognizing how much we don't know, and that this awareness was crucial for genuine learning. This realization, he argued, was the first step towards seeking knowledge and understanding, paving the way for a lifelong pursuit of truth. Section 8. Trial and Tragedy, the Price of Truth. Socrates' unwavering commitment to questioning authority and challenging conventional wisdom eventually led to his downfall. His method of relentless inquiry, known as the Socratic method, often left his interlocutors feeling exposed and embarrassed. In 399 BC, he was put on trial in Athens on charges of impiety and corrupting the youth. The trial was a spectacle, drawing citizens from all over the city to witness the proceedings. The charges against Socrates were largely politically motivated. His philosophical inquiries had made him many enemies among the powerful elite. His accusers resented his criticism of Athenian democracy and his association with individuals who had supported the Spartan regime. They saw his influence as a destabilizing force in a city already recovering from the Peloponnesian War. They saw him as a threat to the established order. His teachings encouraged the youth to question everything, including the authority of their elders and the state. During his trial, Socrates had the opportunity to defend himself. He stood before the jury of 501 Athenians, unflinching and resolute. He could have pleaded for mercy. Many expected him to do so, to show humility and beg for his life. Instead, he used the trial as a platform to further expound his philosophical beliefs. He spoke passionately about the importance of virtue and the pursuit of truth. He argued that the unexamined life was not worth living, and that it was better to suffer injustice than to inflict it. His words echoed through the ages, leaving an indelible mark on Western philosophy. Section 9. An Enduring Legacy, the Timeless Wisdom of Socrates. Socrates was ultimately found guilty by the Athenian jury and sentenced to death. His trial was a pivotal moment in history, highlighting the tension between the individual and the state. The charges against him were impiety and corrupting the youth, accusations that reflected the societal fears of his time. The trial was not just a legal proceeding, but a dramatic clash of ideologies where Socrates' relentless questioning of traditional beliefs was seen as a threat to the established order. He was given a choice: exile or death, by drinking hemlock. This choice was not just a legal formality, but a profound moral dilemma. Socrates' decision would echo through the ages as a testament to his unwavering commitment to his principles. Choosing exile would mean abandoning his life's work and the city he loved, while choosing death would mean standing firm in his beliefs, even at the cost of his life. True to his principles, Socrates chose death. He believed that fleeing would be a betrayal of his philosophy and teachings. His choice was a powerful statement about the importance of integrity and the courage to stand by one's beliefs. Socrates' decision was not just about his own fate, but a profound message to his followers and future generations about the value of living a virtuous life. He drank the hemlock poison and died surrounded by his students. This poignant scene has been immortalized in countless works of art and literature, symbolizing the ultimate sacrifice for truth and wisdom. The image of Socrates calmly accepting his fate, surrounded by his grieving disciples, has become an enduring symbol of philosophical martyrdom. Despite his tragic end, Socrates' legacy has continued to inspire and challenge thinkers for centuries. His method of questioning, known as the Socratic method, remains a foundational technique in education and philosophy. This method, characterized by asking probing questions to stimulate critical thinking and illuminate ideas, has been a cornerstone of intellectual inquiry and debate. His emphasis on self-reflection, critical thinking, and the pursuit of truth remains as relevant today as it was in ancient Athens. These principles encourage individuals to examine their own lives and beliefs critically. Socrates' teachings challenge us to look beyond surface appearances and question the deeper meaning and purpose of our existence. Socrates' life serves as a powerful reminder that the unexamined life is not worth living. This famous quote encapsulates his belief in the necessity of self-awareness and personal growth. It urges us to constantly seek knowledge and understanding, to live a life of purpose and reflection. His death stands as a testament to the importance of intellectual freedom and the courage to stand up for one's beliefs, even in the face of adversity. Socrates' martyrdom for his ideals continues to resonate as a powerful example of moral fortitude. His unwavering commitment to truth and justice, even at the cost of his life, serves as an enduring inspiration. His legacy continues to shape our understanding of philosophy, ethics, and the human condition. Socrates' teachings and life story remain a cornerstone of Western thought, influencing countless generations of thinkers and scholars. His profound insights into human nature and the pursuit of wisdom continue to challenge and inspire us to this day. Thank you for watching Learning Life content. Like, share, comment, and subscribe to our channel. This helps us to grow and motivates us to bring more interesting stories from history.